wonderful people. I am back at Yatesville. I fished greenbow twice and actually caught some bass. I caught a quote trophy in Kentucky, red ear sunfish. So I got my pin for my hat, which will be coming. I think they actually don't ship until next spring, but I've got it on file. That's all that matters. So I came to Rich Creek ramp, and I've not been here this year. It's a lot different. It's in the winter, it's completely dry almost because they draw the lake down, but I'm hoping to catch some bass that have moved back in. I'm going to fish out toward the main lake, see how it goes. A little bit stained, but we had some rain, so not too bad. So I'm excited to be here. I like this ramp. It's a Friday. I took another day off. It's a Friday, and I'm going to turn the camera, and you can see how crowded it is. There were two boats here, and both of them have left, so I'm guessing they fished the morning. And so I got this place to myself. This is Yatesville Lake. Of course, Rich Creek ramp is one of the further drives out, just past Greenbrier ramp. And so here I am. I'm sitting here on a Friday afternoon. It's probably about 1 o'clock, and I'll fish into the evening, and not a soul here right now. So hopefully I come back and I've got a catalytic converter on my truck. It's the only thing I always worry about, but so far so good. And so come on with me to see what we catch, and hopefully I've got a video to show. And fish it and see if the wacky worm produces like it does in the videos. If I can get it up there close. Let's see. It was a nice skip cast. This water is stained. We had some rain come through, and it's more stained than I expected. It's water's 80 degrees. Golly, it's moving fast. Of course, it's shallow. It's only 6 feet deep. I've not found anything over 6 feet so far. So need to get on out this way a little bit. I'm just trying to fish that away. Thinking that no big deal. I'm just going to fish this way. He came right up to the side of the boat. Wasn't very big, but all right, that's encouraging. It's the first I've actually almost, well, I hooked it, but it got off. I wasn't trying to bring it in because I was trying to turn the camera on, but not quite a skunk off, but it's a fish that followed me to the boat and it splashed off by the boat, so that's a start. We're starting to get weeds. Oh, that's a bite. Heck, the world. Probably a bluegill. Something thumped it, but not very hard. Well, I've thrown about 20 to 30 minutes of this swim jig, so I'm going to throw just the plain Kitech now and see what happens there. On the short shank Gamakatsu jig head, my bait of confidence. So let's see what happens with this one. Well, all right, we got the skunk off. Yeah. He's nothing huge, but I gets the skunk out of the boat and caught him on the Gamakatsu, I tell you. Well, on the 3.5 inch Kitech. I tell you, these things are awesome. And that little short hook really gives a lot of action. You can see how much of that hangs out, and just a lot of action. So, all right, buddy, thanks for the skunk breaker. Okay, let me cast on down the bank here. I got a freaking fly that I really want to kill. God, he's driving me crazy. All right, fish in the boat. What a pain in the butt. He's the loud buzzy kind. Ugh. Yay, he's gone. That was right as it hit the water. It's not very big. I was going to say probably a green sunfish, because I mean that thing hit the water, and that hit the water, and boom, he was right on it. So little chunky green sunfish. For you cat fishermen, those are nice to have, but I just don't fish a lot for catfish. Barely could sing out of his mouth. Lord have mercy. All right. Good gracious. I made a mistake and only brought one pack of the 3.5 inch Kitech. I've got a bunch of them at my house. But nah, I got plenty in the kayak, and guess what? I don't. I've only got about 5 left, so I may not be fishing these much longer. And if those little dudes come in there and tear them up, then be even less. But it's fish. All right, keep on going down this bank. That's a little better one. Yeah. He's not a 12 incher, but he's probably 11. Good deal. Well, he's nothing huge, but it's bass. And they're still hitting this Kitech, if I can find them. So, nice little, probably 10 inch one. So there you go. Thank you, bud. Well, let's keep working down this bank. See what happens. Probably another green sunfish. That thing hit just as soon as it hit the water. Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, they're aggressive. Look at, all right, look at this thing. Go ahead. All right. Gee, money. All right. 3.5 inch Kitech and green sun, probably a, what, 5 inch green sunfish. Talk about having a big stomachs or eyes bigger than stomach, stomach's bigger than eyes, whatever it is. Man, they eat. All right. All right. Well, they're not huge, but they're fish, and it's a Friday and I'm not at work, so. Oh, there he goes. He wanted to go back. So there's another one in the boat. So, tell you, 3.5 inch Kitech for the win so far. I'm gonna fish other stuff. I've only found 8 feet of water so far. It's really shallow where I am right now. I'm trying to work on out toward the main lake. I'm just kind of working down the banks as I go, and hopefully I'll catch something a little bit bigger, but if not, I'm catching fish, and that's all right. I want it flipped off. I tried, but wasn't running the camera because I've just been doing a lot of casting. I've probably been throwing this now for about 30 minutes, and I've caught those 2 and just had that one flip off. So I'll throw a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna try something else. Oh, this is a nice one. That's a nice bass. Oh, there we go. All right. Very nice. Ah, shoo. Just keep lugging along. There you go. That's a nice chunky bass. It's not a 15-incher, but it definitely would keep in a kayak tournament. Let me measure real quick. Yeah, that's not a 15-incher, but that would definitely keep in a kayak tournament. So let me measure them real quick. Good deal. All right, buddy. Let's see what you... All right, I'm going to get you out here, I promise. He's like, I don't think he speaks English. Maybe not. All right, let's get the mouth closed. Come on, man, close your mouth. Yeah, he's, well, right at 12. So good deal. So a nice 12-inch bass. God, they just look bigger when they're 12-inch. It's funny, a 10-inch bass looks small, but you catch a 12-incher and, you know, I guess that's a mature bass, so it's gonna be able to spawn and all those things. So you're gonna get that out of there. Say thank you very much. Beautiful fish. We're gonna let him go. And away he or she goes. All right, a decent sized bass today. Good deal. Hopefully more to come. One thing about these Kitech baits, it says squid infused. Now, again, I don't know how many freshwater squid there are in Yatesville Lake, but somebody just stole it. But I often wonder, because when they hit the Kitech, they don't tend to spit it out. They hold on to it. Like that one hit that just like he would have a regular soft plastic and held on to it, and I was able to set the hook. So let me put another one on here. Something just took that. Cool. I can't keep losing them. It's a 4-inch, I think it's called blueberry tube. So let's try the tube jig for a little bit and see what happens. It's getting kind of weedy in here and it's hard to throw on the open hook. So let's see if the tube jig will work in here. Who knows? Daggone it. I'm just swimming with it. Well, the tube is getting bit. All right, let's try some more. Oh, daggone it. I don't know if those are green sunfish. Let's see if I can. Nope, he's not on there. Well, that's a heck of a rock bass or a tree bass there. Daggone. Sheesh. Yep. Yikes. Well, alright. They're biting at it, running with it. It's just, I don't know if they're little or big. Shoot. It got me into a branch. Dang it. Get it out. Yeah, it's got me wrapped into a branch. Daggone it. Shoot. Oh well. Don't know what it was. I don't think it was big. But it took me right into, there's a big group of branches right there, and I guess it came out, sucked it in, and went right back inside. All right, let's try for some more. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a nice one. There you go. Good old wacky worm. Oh, oops. Yeah, caught my net, or caught my camera. Shoot. There you go, buddy. All right. Well, that wasn't good. I just found this wacky worm. You just keep dinking it in there, and eventually somebody says hello. That's a nice, probably 12-incher. Let's see real quick. There we go. It may not be quite 12. Oh, but they're fun. I'm getting kind of addicted to catching bass, I have to admit. It's taken a while, but I really enjoy fishing for him. He is, get that close. Oh, 11 3/4. Well, I could make that tail tip if I pushed it. I can get him to touch 12 inches. So he may have counted in the kayak tournament. It would have been close. But good deal. That's the first fish in a while. And I'm actually kind of fishing back toward the boat ramp. I went down quite a ways, so I've got a lot of bank to fish to get back. I mean, it's not even 5 o'clock yet, but I figured I'd throw the wacky worm. These are all steep banks, and just I throw it in there and I let it sink. And if nothing bites it, honestly, I reel back up and throw out the next time. I very seldom actually work the wacky rig because I've had so few bites working it. It's always been like that one. That hit the water and he took off. So, all right, let's see if there's another one around here. I woke that poor fella up. Oh my gosh, he's tiny. I didn't know I even had a bite until I started reeling. My line was way out that way. God, that worm literally was bigger than him. The worm is 6 inches. This is I don't know, 4 or 5 inch bass. That worm was bigger than him. Good gracious, dude. Oh well, they like the wacky worm. Oh, I think that was probably a green sunfish. Yeah, me right up under that bank. Wow, pretty cool. There's a school of shad out here. I just threw out to it. And all of a sudden they spooked and he hit my wacky worm. That's pretty funny. I just threw out to a school of shad and just let it sink for a little bit, and I was kind of, I guess in a sense, I was working this one back and he actually hit it. Yeah, he's not very big, but they're working the shad. Good deal. That's cool. I love catching bass off the schools of shad. That's just cool. And I've lost them now, but oh well, we'll find them. Might be a little better one. Oh, jeez. Yeah, he's a little better. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. Probably a solid 11 inch. Oh, shoot, sorry dude. Solid 11 incher. Let's see here. That one looks like it either is eating a lot or it's still pregnant. So, don't know. I tell you, the bite is instantaneous. If they're in there, yeah, a little 11 1/4. So, not a kayak keeper, but a fun bass to catch. So, I'm using a little bit bigger hook, so it's a lot easier to get it out of there. So let me get this out of there and we'll keep on fishing down the bank. Another skip cast. I like when I do those. Well, I have seen 2 water snakes here at Rich Creek. There's one out there, and we'll let him keep on swimming. There's one by the boat ramp too. Man, they run with these things. When they hit it, they run. Yeah. I guess that's a typical little bass for me. But look at, here's the thing. There's the worm. He's eating, that's a 6-inch worm, so it's a 9-inch fish eating a 6-inch worm. Hey, I guess it looks like an easy meal. All right, let's keep going down this bank. Oh, that's a better one. That's a nice one. That's the biggest one of the day right there. Thank you. Very nice. That is a nice bass. Oh, dude. Yeah, that may even be a keeper. Good deal. That is a nice fish. No, he's not 15. Hooked right on top of the mouth where you want him hooked. All right, let's see how big he is. All right, Bowie. Yeah, that's the best bass of the day. 13 1/4. I'll take it. That would be, whoa, one in my crotch. That would be, I guess, 3 kayak keepers in a tournament today. That's kind of what I judge it by. I know for you big bass fishermen, these are little guys, but for some dude in a kayak, I don't mind them a bit. That was easy. All right, buddy, thank you. Put you back. All right, good deal. I'll probably fish the wacky worm the rest of the day because it's the only thing that, you know, in these deep banks with the one thing nice about the wacky worm, I'm fishing, these banks are anywhere from 8 to 15 feet deep. It's a straight drop off, and it would be hard to throw, I don't know, say with my Kitech up in there and get any kind of movement because it would just be, I'd be snagging up, I'd be throwing in the branches and stuff. But with the wacky worm, I can work right down this bank and just kind of throw up under the branches and throw. I like to be probably 3 or 4 feet off the bank, so probably in 5 to 6 feet of water. So if they're traveling along the, if they're traveling along the ledges and stuff there, they're going to be watching the toward the bank, and that's typically where I get my bites. So let's see if we can catch another one. Maybe getting a real keeper today. It'd be awesome. A real keeper for Yatesville's 15 inches. So let's keep going down the bank. I'm in 9 feet of water. I can see the bank that drops straight down. So when I want to throw, shoot, something back there. Sorry. I want this to go. Yeah, that's a little bit farther out than I'd like. Oh crap! Well, that's a bluegill, I think. Nope. That was a. If you want to know how fast they bite those things, I literally just, that hit the water and he hit. How crazy is that? I mean, I thought it was a bluegill, and he did not let go. All right, stop, God. I mean, yeah, I know you got a hook in your mouth. Lord, would you just stop, dude? Dang it, there. Well, all right. Bass crotch. Nothing big. What, 9, 10? Well, probably 10, but we'll let him go. And he hit, that bait hit the water, he hit the bait. I mean, well, that's what I'm fine with wacky worms. If there is a bass where you throw, you're either going to get hit or you're not. I mean, it's just going to be almost instant, which is a lot of fun. So, all right, I'll try and explain myself here in a minute of what I like to do. Now, before I was so rudely interrupted by that fish, I'll turn something on. Something's going on back here. There's a school of something being spooked over and over again. I tell you, they hit it and go. All right, dude. All right. There's a school of minnows back then. They kept jumping and jumping and jumping, and I thought something's got to be chasing them. And there he is. Not, you know, another 10-incher, but we'll let him go and be glad to catch him. That's awesome. They just kept spooking, and so I thought, well, let me throw back there again. And I finally got back under that branch, and as soon as I got under that branch, it took off. So if you're going to fish a wacky worm, expect an immediate bite if a bass is around. At least in my experience so far, and they sure do like to eat it. All right, I'm gonna try and get back down this bank. Wacky worm, the banks I really like to fish it on, like right here. I'm in 9 feet of water, and I can see it's a pretty steep drop off. So about 2 or 3 feet off the shore, it's going to go down to probably 5 and 6 feet. So what I like to do is when I cast, I want my worm to be just right about where I am. It's just enough off the shore that if there's a bass running along the ledges, they're going to see that hit the water and come up and hit it. And that's what I like to. I don't throw up against the bank, or I don't like to. And if you do, a lot of times you'll catch green sunfish. But when I'm fishing wacky worm on these kind of banks, this is exactly where I like to be. So I'm in about 8 to 9 feet of water, and my worm is probably in about 5 to 6 feet of water, and that seems to work pretty well for these bass as they move back and forth along the ledges. Just a little tip on the wacky worm. 6:30. So I'm going to fish a frog down this bank. It's been in the shade for quite a while, and it's quiet. There's no wind. Who knows? You know, kind of curious to see what will happen. I love catching them on frog. It's one of the more fun bites to have. There is submerged timber everywhere on this bank. I just want to be able to throw down and kind of work it back, and let's see what happens. Ooh. That was a bass or a bluegill. That was a decent little smack. Walked down that whole bank, and I had some bluegill basically pull its legs under, and that's about it. So I'm going to take the swim jig down this bank and see if anything will bite, and if not, I'm going to kind of work my way back either with a wacky worm or a Kitech toward the boat ramp. It's 6:45, so I need to start working my way out of here. Oh, there you go. You hit that right off that log right there. Well, that's a nice little bass. Well, there you go. He came right off that log and got that. I don't know if my other camera recorded or not. It's doing weird stuff. All right, buddy. Gosh, can't get that out of there. Lord have mercy. I'm sorry, dude. Good gosh. Yeah, I don't blame you, buddy. That doesn't feel good. Come on, man. There we go. Good gracious. Sorry, bub. All right, let's get back in there. Cool. I've never caught him on a swim jig before, so that's a new experience. All right. I'm gonna keep going down the bank here. Well, I'm going back to the wacky worm. This bank here starts to get deep again. I've been through some real shallow water. It's deep for a while, then this whole back area just is real shallow. So I'm gonna fish this rocky area here with the wacky worm and then head back toward the boat ramp and see if I'm gonna fish. I'll fish back toward the boat ramp on the other bank over there. But back to the wacky worm. That's only 4.5 feet deep. Holy crap. The carp are breaching at Yatesville Lake. Oh, that's a pretty good one too. Heck yeah. Again, I think another at least 12 plus inch. Good deal. Looky there. I am not unhappy. That's awesome. Let's get that out of here. Let me measure real quick. That's why you want a net. All right. Well, I've had several of these today. This has been, I guess, for size of bass, my best day. I mean, I caught a bigger bass at Greenbow, but overall, I've caught several 12 to 13, well, caught a few 12 to 13 inchers. This guy is, gosh, 11 3/4, man, just a tail off of 12. So again, not quite enough for a kayak tournament, but I'm very happy. Goodbye. Well, shoot. All right. Y'all saw him. That's why if you're in a kayak tournament, you don't do what I just did. But that's okay. I'm just having fun. So there's another one. Well, the wacky worm is still working. Let's try and catch one more. One thing about Rich Creek, well, as you're coming away from the ramp, that right-hand side is shallow for a lot of spots. I'm on the left-hand side now, and it's much better as far as having some bank to fish, and not all, that's all going to be nothing but weed beds there here later this year. Okie dokie. Now, these are the kind of banks where I like to fish the wacky worm. The bank I've just come down is between, I don't know, 15, well, let's say 6 to 7 feet down to about 15 feet, and it's a real steep drop off. Now, this is actually a rocky ledge area, but what I like to do when I throw my wacky worm, I want it to be 3 or 4 feet off the actual shoreline and just let it sink. And I have found that if the bass are running along the ledges or on the edges of the shoreline, that 3 to 4 feet off the bank is kind of where it seems to catch their attention. And as you saw back there just a few minutes ago, if there's a bass in that area, you're almost going to get an instantaneous hit. It's, if it's not right away, like right now I just got, well, that might be a bluegill. But I got hit, I mean, that bait hit the water and it started going out. Yeah, it was a bluegill. But that's how quick it is. And, I know I fish slow, and I like to fish slow, especially in a kayak. I cover the water well, let's put it that way. But just kind of an idea of what I'm looking for on a bank to fish the wacky worm. I like it to be somewhere between 8 and 15 feet with a good steep drop off. Throw your worm within just 3 or 4 feet off the shore, and then just let it sink. It's a very easy bait to work, but it is very effective for any kind of bass. Hope that helps. Okay. Oh, that's a nice one. Or feels like a nice one. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. Whoa, nice. This is a nice fish. Oh yeah, heck yeah, man. Well, this has been a great day. All right, bub. I believe this is the biggest fish of the day. That is a nice bass. Holy crap. Good gracious. That is the biggest bass of the day right there. Wow. That is a nice fish. Daggone. This has been a great day. All right. Well, need to measure this fella. Now let's get him measured and get him unhooked. And I may have to wrap it up because I need to get home. All right. Oh, let's get it wet. I'm going to guess at least 15 inches. Ah, that's awesome. All right. Don't wind up on me, bub. Nice. That is a 15.5-inch bass. Not the biggest of the year, but the biggest for Yatesville this year. Well, listen, guys, on this one, I'm going to wrap it up. My kids are coming in for Memorial Day. I'm not going to do better than that today, I don't think. It's 8 o'clock. I need to go ahead and get back to the boat ramp. So, as I've always said, find something you love to do and go do it. If you enjoy this content, if you've made it this far in the video, please subscribe. And if you know folks who fish in the East Kentucky area, recommend my channel to them, please. I have videos on where you can bank fish, points of access, water depth readings around the bank. So I try to do things that help folks out, and there's always a few tips and tidbits along the way. But thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Thank you, big boy. I should have shown that I had to go up through the gills and let the hook fall out of his gills. But anyway, he is not hurt. He is doing great, and he's ready to go. So thank you, bub. Yes. The bass are getting bigger. Woo. Oh.